Hello class, so I want to talk with you about how to collage your material to your support. And in this case, your support's mixed media paper, and you're going to want to make sure that you've applied a coat of gesso in one direction, let it dry for about 20 minutes, and apply in the other direction, and let it dry for about 45 minutes. Once that's done, then you're ready to apply paint, apply collage materials, whatever. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to prime your collage materials. And I would say this is important particularly for thin collage materials like thin paper and magazines, as it'll help keep it from wrinkling up. But it could also be helpful for medium to thick materials as well. So to prime it, you're just going to put a coat of matte medium, and that's the medium that came in the little container. You're going to want to apply it to both sides. And you want to do this on something that you could get a little bit dirty, okay? So the board that you got, you could do it on there. What you're going to do, you're going to coat one side. Let it dry up for a little bit. Flip it over and then coat the other side. So right now I'm cutting the front. And if you have a blow dryer or some type of little space heater, that could help to help this dry quicker. Okay, so we're just applying a coat of acrylic medium to the front and the back and letting it dry. And sometimes it helps to do a little of this. But the most efficient means is if you get a blow dryer. Okay, then you want to put a coat on the back. Make sure it doesn't stick to whatever you put it on. Once you've applied matte medium to both sides and you know where you want to place your element, then you're ready to paste it to your support. Now realize you can apply the collaged element to a painted surface, and you can also paint on top of this. But make sure you know where you want it before you paste it, because once you paste it, it's going to be stuck there. And to paste it, what you're going to do is, bring your collage element to an area you could get dirty. Apply their acrylic medium to the back. Okay, and then right away you want to paste it where you want it, okay? And then you're going to apply some acrylic medium to the top. Okay, now it's nice and secured. Well, once it dries, it will be. Okay, and let's paste our other little materials. Okay, so you apply some to the back, place it where you want, and you apply some to the front. Okay, and the material, the matte medium on the front, helps to seal the surface. So you could paint on it later if you choose. Now I want to show you something. Once this is dry, okay, once the matte medium is dry on the surface, then you can also paint on top of this. Okay, so this creates a surface that you could paint on top of. Okay, because the matte medium is made out of a similar medium as the paint. Okay, they're both acrylic. Yeah, so then you go through and you could paint on top of this. So that medium allows you to adhere the material, but also coats it so that you can paint on top of it. Hello class, I'm going to talk to you about the comprehensive stage of the Unity project. So once you have your thumbnails done, and you're going to want to do 8+ of those, and realize that you're going to be doing them for 2 collages. So I would split them up, maybe do 4 to 5 for one collage, and then 4 to 5 for another collage. And once you've done them, then you're going to choose the one that you think has the most potential, and you're going to develop that into your comprehensive. And I'm going to develop this one, okay? So I'm going to develop this one right here. So I chose this one. So out of my thumbnails, I chose this one, but I decided to make this shape right here, this negative shape, into a pink, okay, as opposed to blue. Okay, so before you get started collaging, you're going to make sure that you've taped your mixed media paper to your hardboard. You're going to want to make sure that you place 2 coats of gesso on your paper, and then you want to make sure that you've drawn the format. It's always important to know how big your format is, so you can understand what the negative shapes look like and what can be included on your design. Okay, and at the very end, you're going to cut it out. Okay, so let me figure out how I'm going to arrange this. Okay, this goes right here. This goes right here. Okay, and you can see that some of this is going to get cut off. Okay, so these have already been primed with acrylic medium. So what I'm going to do is off to the side. I'm going to apply acrylic medium to the back of it. Okay, I'm going to place it where I want it. Okay, and then you're going to place it on top. Okay, then you're going to let it dry. And make sure you know where you want to place your elements, because once you paste it down, it's kind of over. Okay, now if you have a material, that's not paper, that's a little bit different, then I would suggest experimenting on another piece of paper before you see if it sticks. Okay, you might have to do a little experimentation, but paper should stick pretty well. Sometimes you have issues with it sticking, you just apply a little bit more. And I would suggest working from the inside out. Okay, that usually is easier. So you work from the inside and then you push it out. Okay, that'll keep it from getting wrinkled. And try not to go over it too much, because then the ink is going to start to smear. Okay, and you're going to start to mess up the image. Okay, and your goal is to get it nice and flat. Realize that with collaging, you could collage onto painted materials, but you could also paint over the collage materials. As long as you have that coat of matte medium, you could paint on top of this. It's really cool. reps you want to paint this in. It's up to you. So remember, the goal is to create unity, and I created unity through continuation. I created unity through repetition of a certain type of shape, as well as repetition of color, and I think there's some unity also among the negative space, as it repeats the shape of the positive shape, and also I try to bring some of these colors around into the different areas. Remember that variety is important as well. You want the pieces of your collage to look like they belong together, but if there's too much unity, your design can become boring. So a little variety can help spice it up. Okay, variety is the spice of life. Now, once you've made 2 to 3 comprehensives, you're going to choose the one that's most successful. You're going to make sure it's cut out, and you're going to place it on a presentation board. So I want to show you what your final uni project is going to look like on the presentation board. So your presentation board is going to be 13.5 by 18 inches. Make sure that you neatly cut it. And your final uni project, which is 7.5 by 10 inches, will be in the center. So that means there's going to be 3-inch gaps on one side. In another direction, and long ways, there's going to be 4-inch gaps.